isn't somebody telling me there's a fire in this hotel, it's gonna be big trouble. Who is it?
It's me. Open up.
Hello, my pet.
What are you doing here?
I thought I'd do some bird watching, and you are the most beautiful blackbird I know.
You know, you have some nerve.
Well, aren't you going to invite me in?
No, as a matter of fact.
What's wrong? Did I forget the secret knock?
Eliot, do you know what time it is?
Yes, as a matter of fact, if my memory serves me, we've met before at this time, only you were too happy to see me.
That was ancient history, darling.
History has a way of repeating itself, Napoleon said.
What do you want?
Your company, my love.
Eliot, it is very late and I'm very tired, so would you please go away?
I refuse to leave this doorstep. Now, what would your neighbors say if they saw a strange man camping out there?
All right, look. You've got 5 minutes and then I am kicking you out.
All right, 5 minutes is more than enough. Time has always stood still when we were together.
Why didn't you call before you came? I could have saved you a cab fare.
You must have known I was going to come. You dressed for the occasion.
I do not appreciate being awakened in the middle of the night.
You can get back under the covers, honey. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't mind at all joining you.
Have you been drinking?
I was just relaxed. Why don't you just pour us a nightcap so we can unwind together?
What's the matter? You strike out at all the single spars?
It's not nice. You're the only woman who really turns me on.
Listen, it is late, and flattery will get you nowhere. Besides, I'm a married woman.
I've never been the kind to kiss and tell.
Look, Eliot, will you just leave?
Raven, please let me stay.
Get away from here. Get out.
Some pity is all I ask. Some charity. Some compassion.
Yes, who do I look like, dear Abby?
You're the one I want to share my innermost thoughts with.
Lucky me.
You know, I'm in a very difficult situation. I just lost my wife. And now, today, I just lost my fiancée, too.
Well, this is the perfect time for me to say something to you. Have you ever heard the old saying that bad things happen in threes?
Yes?
Well, I have news for you. In case you didn't know, you've just lost me.
I come here to talk about our future. And now you tell me we have none.
Unrequited love is such a bore. I'm so sorry, darling.
You're sorry? I give up Nola Madison for you, and you say you're sorry.
You did not give up Nola Madison. She gave you up, lover boy.
That's not true.
Oh, yes, that's right. She gave herself up to the police.
Well, it started a long time ago. It happened the moment we met again.
Oh, God. Eliot. Look, it's a good thing you didn't cancel your engagement, because if you had caught Nola in a bad day, she might have treated you just like she did Margot.
You know, it came as quite a shock to me. Sharing bed and board with a murderess.
Do you really care?
Now, do you think I would have condoned a thing like that?
I don't know, probably not. You seem to be very picky about which commandments you choose to keep.
Oh, Raven. You know, since we've known each other, this is the first time that I've been free.
I think what you're saying is now that Nola and Margot are gone, you're left without a woman.
You know how much I care for you.
Mm-hmm. And I also know how much you hate to be alone. So you want Raven to rescue you, right?
Hey, we always had something special.
Yes. Well, I appreciate your offer, but I pass. I think you should do the noble thing and wait until Nola gets out of prison. That should only be 20 or 30 years.
Yes, I don't find the situation at all amusing.
Eliot, why don't you just go to California and become a movie star? Isn't that what you want?
Considering the adverse publicity we're bound to receive, I doubt if the film's ever going to be released. That takes care of my career right there.
Oh, what are you going to do then?
Well, what I always do, I guess, when a project fizzles out, start over.
And you want to start over with me?
I would like that very much.
Well, I'm sorry, but you can't.
All right.
Eliot, I have plans, and they do not include you.
Your plans can be changed.
Not these.
Raven, it's
Yes.
something very pressing. That forces you not to accept my offer. Now, come on now, my sweet. I know you're after something. Now, you just tell me what it is.
Well, it's very true. I am after something very, very important. But your 5 minutes were up a long time ago, and I think you have to go home. Bye-bye. Oh, hi, Mr. Nelson. It's so nice of you to do this.
Well, any wife of the boss is a friend of mine. Sorry, that didn't come out right.
That's all right. Sit down, really, please. I've been dying to talk to you ever since the trial. You were wonderful.
You think so? You seem to be the only one in town who has that opinion.
No, I think you're a wonderful attorney, and that's why I was wondering, do you give free legal advice? Hey, I'm not just being flattering. You were very, very good. And the jury obviously thought so, too.
Look, you're reading the newspaper. You obviously didn't get to the editorial page.
No. Look, I know that Mrs. Madison was the one that killed Mrs. Dorn, but doesn't that prove my point?
What point?
That you were able to convince the jury that he was guilty, even though he was innocent.
I suppose that's one way of looking at it, but that doesn't make me...
No, to me, that's proof of a lawyer's ability. I mean, anybody can convict someone that's guilty, right?
You know, that's just not legalistically, legal. In fact, I know one guy would say it was crazy. Boy, my boss, Logan Swift, would just... Oh, I'm sorry.
Logan is a goody-goody. Tell me something. Are you like that?
Wait a minute, you mean do I have standards? Yeah, I do.
Well, that's good to know. You know, I can't believe that all this happened to Draper. He was such an attractive man, don't you think?
He's not my type.
Well, did you know that Draper and I were engaged? Logan probably told you.
Oh, well, actually, Mrs. Swift, he...
Oh, don't worry about it. I'm sure Logan has told you many, many terrible things about me.
No, Mrs. Swift, he's never, ever mentioned you. Really.
He hasn't?
No, your name never comes up in conversation. I guess you're right up there with religion and politics.
How flattering. Well, actually, I can think of one good reason why he wouldn't talk about our personal life. It's because you're an attorney.
What's that have to do with it?
It has everything to do with it because Logan has done several things that any decent attorney would know were downright illegal.
Logan? Oh, come
Did you hear what he did to our son, Jamie?
No, I didn't hear anything. What did he do?
He kidnapped him. It's true. I brought Jamie over to April and Draper Scott's to take care of him while I went to Europe to visit my family.
Now, just a minute. You didn't visit your family. Look, Mrs. Swift, I was under the impression that you went there to stay.
That's not true. I just didn't know how long I was going to be abroad. I had no intention of deserting my son. Did Logan tell you that?
No, I told you he never, ever brings up his personal life.
Well, I think that I have every right to arrange for Jamie's care without consulting Logan. I am Jamie's legal parent. Logan is merely the man I happen to marry. One of my lesser inspirations, by the way. So he has no legal right, right?
Oh, I see now. This is the free legal advice that you wanted.
Well, no, not really. Actually, I know the answer to that. It's no. If Logan had adopted Jamie, then he would have rights, but he hasn't, so he's holding him illegally.
Now, if you have all these facts and know all these answers, what do you need me?
No, see, I don't really. That's the problem. I've seen about half a dozen lawyers since I've been back to Monticello.
So that's why you never got in contact with your friends when you came back. You were so busy seeing lawyers, right?
You see what I mean? You are a good attorney.
Oh, thank you.
I have seen every single matrimonial lawyer in the city, and I get the same stupid answer. And I'm sick and tired of paying for advice that I can't use. So I thought perhaps you could give me some advice
Well,
about
now,
what
just
to,
a minute. If all these lawyers told you one thing, Mrs. Swift, what...
Call me Raven.
Oh, well. All right, Raven, I don't...
Look, really, it doesn't matter what advice you give me, because I think this is going to be a very nice lunch. Every other lawyer I've met with has absolutely zero sex appeal.
Well, just for the sake of conversation here, what would you rate me on sex appeal? I mean, off the record, of course.
A definite 10.
A 10? Really? Well, why don't you call me Clifford?
Okay, Clifford. Clifford, I've been beside myself because none of these lawyers will help me. They're afraid. They know that Logan's the district attorney and they're afraid to face him in court. So
Just
I thought
a minute.
that
You want me to go into court? Hey, he's my boss. I need that job.
No.
What are you asking me to do?
No, I don't want you to represent me. I know you can't do that. I just want your advice. He has my son illegally.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Swift. The old axiom does apply here. Possession is 9 points of the law.
You mean that's why I can't have him, because Logan has him?
Look, I'm very uncomfortable here. Could we just order?
Wait a minute. You're right. Logan has him, so that's why it makes his case look better than it really is.
Listen, can we...
Wait. What if he didn't have him?
Can we eat? I mean, I'm very hungry. I get... When I'm nervous, I get hungry, and I'm very nervous. Cynthia? Thank you.
Well, wonders never cease.
Can I come in, or do you have a house guest?
Just me and a couple of drinks.
Well, I wouldn't exactly call this squalor, but then again, I wouldn't exactly call it a movie star's pad. What have you been living on?
Unemployment compensation and hope. Don't tell me you've turned into a social worker, Raven. What are you doing here?
As a matter of fact, yes. It is a social call.
How nice. Social, but not friendly.
Well, shall we say social, but businesslike, okay? I need some help. It's something I don't think I can handle on my own.
What could that possibly be?
It's about my son. I need someone to help me get him back, and you're the first person I thought of.
That's a job for attorneys, darling.
I don't want to talk about attorneys or two attorneys anymore. That's all I've been doing ever since I got back to Monticello.
So that was the secret activity, wasn't it?
Yes. However, no one will represent me because they don't want to face the district attorney in court, even though it's only a custody charge.
My God, Raven, you're serious? You amaze me. You constantly amaze me.
Yes, I'm very serious. I intend to get Jamie back, and I will do anything, including steal him. As a matter of fact, that's exactly what I plan to do. With your help, of course. Look, darling, just because I am married to Logan does not mean that he automatically is Jamie's father. Even the stupid attorneys agree on that.
So what's the big problem?
The problem is nobody wants to represent me because he's the district attorney. And then there's one more problem. You see, I left Jamie here when I went away to Europe.
A minor detail.
Yes, but they cannot prove that I meant to live in Europe permanently. I mean, what's wrong with just going there for a visit? And after all, I did make arrangements to have him taken care of.
Yes, with the Scots. Only the way I understood the story, you gave them your little bundle from heaven.
That's not true. You can't just give a baby away.
That wasn't from want of trying, darling.
Will you shut up? Look, don't say that. It's not true. Never say again that I gave my baby away. You understand? I don't think April will ever say it either.
Why wouldn't she? If it's true.
Because she's my friend. Besides that, she's such a sweet thing. She would never say anything that hurtful.
She's also Logan Swift's friend.
Are you kidding? He's the one that sent her husband to prison and therefore is directly responsible for his death. You call that friendship?
Ah, that twisted mind of yours, Raven. You really should donate it to science when you die.
Well, I'm not going to die, not for a while. I'm going to live, and I'm going to live really well. And I'm going to live with my son. And if you won't help me get him back, that's just fine. That's great, Eliot. I'll find someone who will.
Wait a second. You have me utterly fascinated now. Tell me some more about this little scheme of yours.
It's not a scheme. The law would approve of what I'm doing.
Stealing a baby?
Well, it's not stealing. I'm just repossessing my own property. I am the child's mother. Logan is nothing. He just has it. Have you ever heard of the term, possession is 9 points of the law?
Yes, only I thought it was 9/10.
Cliff Nelson told me it was 9 points.
Nelson, Logan's assistant. How many more people do you have in this scheme?
Never mind. The point is, Logan stole that child from April. So we're just going to go take him back.
And you want me to be your confederate?
It's not going to be dangerous. There's no crime being committed. We're not going to hold him for ransom.
Are you sure, Raven? Are you sure you don't have some form of ransom in mind?
Absolutely not.
I didn't mean money. I meant, maybe you don't want the little boy back so much. Maybe it's just a way of getting the daddy back.
Logan is not Jamie's daddy, and I don't want Logan. All I want is Jamie.
How about what I want?
You can have anything you want if you help me. Well, well, look who's here.
Can I come in, or do you have a house guest?
What do you have there? I'm starving.
Chinese. Can't guarantee the quality, but then, you didn't want to go down to a restaurant with me.
Elliot, I told you we cannot be seen in public, at least not right now.
That doesn't matter. We'll be cozy anyway. And afterwards, we'll be even cozier.
What's this, today's paper?
Yeah, it's just more depressing news about the train wreck at Grand Falls. And probably some lugubrious story about Draper Scott.
Yes, it is. There he is. I can't believe it really happened. He was so sexy in a boyish kind of way.
Well, he's got one problem. He's dead. You worry about the living. Let's see.
All right, what's it say?
Talk is simple for ravens who cannot fly.
Let me see that. Eliot, I did not say it was going to be simple. I said it was going to be legal. Now, it happens all the time. Couples are constantly fighting, they break up, and then they try to snatch the kids from each other, and I've never heard of anyone that got arrested for it.
Well, how many of them had district attorneys for daddies?
Look, Logan may be the DA, but he's not the DAD.
Well, he kept the kid for 6 months while you were away in London polishing your English accent and God knows what else.
Logan has no legal rights. Besides, I don't care what happens after we get the kid. I'm just concerned about getting him.
And you're not worried about the abandonment charge?
There are only two people who could possibly say that I tried to give that child away, and one of them is dead.
And the other?
April's my friend. She wouldn't try to stop me from getting my son back.
Look, her husband was your husband's best friend. Seems to me there's a conflict of interest here.
That's ridiculous. April is not going to consider Logan her best friend after what he did to Draper.
He didn't do anything. It was Nelson who prosecuted him.
Cliff Nelson is merely a mouthpiece. The district attorney is the one who runs the office. And April's going to see that Logan was the one responsible for Draper's death because he's the one that sent him to prison.
You're really very sure of yourself, aren't you?
Well, it's also obvious. Besides, April is very numb right now. She's like in a state of shock, and she doesn't even know what happened.
And when she does find out?
Well, then she'll know that Logan's her enemy, not her friend. Because she'll know that Logan's the one that sent Draper to prison, and therefore Logan's the one responsible for Draper getting on that train. Darling, by the time I'm through with April, she's going to think it's Logan's fault that that bridge got washed out and the train got wrecked.
Whoa. Oh, boy. Raven, you know something? There are definitely times when you frighten me.
Well, that's what excites you, isn't it? Wish me luck. Here I come.
You're gonna have to fight your way through a circle of friends.
Whatever I have to do, I will do.
Oh, yes, you have that glint of determination in your eyes. But I think you should look a bit more grief-stricken.
Don't worry, by the time I get to April, I will have tears streaming down my cheek. this has happened.
What has happened?
I haven't seen him yet.
Raven, you won't see him if you haven't noticed the coffin is closed.
I loved him a lot, you know. I know I didn't love him like you did. But he was my friend. He was very kind and gentle. And there'll never be another one like him.
No, never.
I really did care for him. And I care about you, April, I really do. And I just hope that, you'll forgive me for all the, terrible things that I did. And I would like to help you.
You're too kind.
Look, I know you're just saying that. This is the kind of situation where people just say things, but I want to be your friend. And I know that it's hard for you, but I want you to be my friend too. And I need you, April. I need you a lot more than you'll ever know.
Quite frankly, I'm very surprised that Raven is here at all.
Of course, she was engaged to Draper at one time.
Thank heavens that never took place.
Still, she is giving quite a performance. If you didn't know better, you'd swear she was April's closest friend.
You know, Logan, Draper was concerned about that. Before he left for prison, he asked me to... Well, I guess this isn't the time to discuss it, actually.
I'm very surprised that Raven would go any place where she would have to encounter us.
Why do you say that, Joe?
No, Raven's been playing some of her games, Nancy, but like you say, it's not really the time and place to talk about them.
Hello.
Hello.
I enjoyed our conversation yesterday over lunch.
Well, thank you.
Hope you didn't get the wrong idea, though.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean. Regarding your baby, I want you to know I'm not advocating any kind of drastic action, such as kidnapping the kid and maybe crossing the state line.
Oh, look, that thought was very far from my mind. Don't worry about
Well,
that.
good. Keep it there.
Actually, I'll be quite frank with you. The reason I wanted to have lunch is because I find you to be a very attractive man.
Really? Oh, you're not too bad yourself, Mrs. Swift.
Raven, remember?
Oh, yes, Raven.
Don't consider me to be Logan's wife. That's just a technicality. Actually, I'm free as a bird.
Oh, I'm sorry, but that was very funny.
What?
Free as a bird, Raven.
Oh.
You have a very good sense of humor.
Well, thank you.
You know, maybe I could call you sometime. We could...
Oh, sure. Call me anytime, Clifford.
April Scott just had a beautiful little baby girl. And if you're interested, you just let me know and I'll introduce you. You know, don't tell anybody, but I even have a couple of girls on hand for your father. Of course, I'd have to get to know him a little better before I sprung that on him. You know what girls would do to marry a lawyer? Oh, we got company. Don't go away. I'll be right back.
Hi.
Hi. Can I help you?
Yeah, can I come in?
Oh, no, I'm sorry, lady. I got all the cosmetics I need.
Oh, no, I'm not selling cosmetics.
Well, then I got all the magazines I need.
Obviously, you don't know who I am.
That's a fact.
You happen to be taking care of my little boy. See, I'm Jamie's mama. My name is Raven Swift. Who are you?
I'm Mrs. Goodman, Jamie's babysitter.
Ah, nice to meet you. Jamie! Jamie! Hello, my little tiger. Well, look, now that we're introduced, could I come in?
Well, Mrs. Saxon didn't tell me anything about company.
Hey, look, I'm not company. I'm the boy's mother. Didn't you expect me?
No, nobody told me to bake a cake.
Huh. Well, I called Mrs. Saxon at the studio and told her I was coming. Maybe she just didn't get the message.
Yeah, well, look, I don't like to take things on my own, you know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe she just forgot about the message. I know she just got this new job and she has a lot of other responsibilities. And...
Yeah, I know. Well, that's possible, but still, you
Look,
know.
Mrs. Goodman, if I knew the password, I would give it to you. Could I please come in and see my little boy? Please?
Okay, come on in.
Thank you. Hi, Jamie. Hi.
Look, I didn't mean to give you a hard time, but, you know, I'm only temporary here.
That's okay. Don't apologize. Actually, I feel better knowing that you're taking care of him. Hi. Yeah, I hope you like Mrs. Goodman. She's a very nice lady.
Yeah, that's a fine boy you've got there.
Yeah.
How old you say he was, Mrs. Swift?
What is this, a quiz?
Well, let's just say I'm curious.
Jamie is, a Christmas baby, right?
And Jamie, how do you like your Christmas present, huh? It came all the way from London.
Yeah.
Look, wait, I think there's something in here that might dispel a few doubts if it's still in here. Aha.
Well, you were a very beautiful family.
Thank you. We were very happy then, but that was a while ago. That's the bad thing about separation, you know. I can't spend as much time with my little boy as I would like. Oh! I missed you so much, I did. Did you miss me, Jamie? I bet you did, didn't you?
You sound like you really love that little boy.
Oh, I do. That's why I came back, because I wanted to spend more time with him like we used to.
Oh, are you and Mr. Swift going to patch things up?
I hope so. I hope so. Maybe we'll be a happy family again.
Well, I hope it all works out for you.
Thank you. My marriage is very important to me, and so is my little boy. And that's why I wanted to come back and work things out. Oh. You know, I feel like our future is in our children. I think maybe Jamie and I will spend the rest of the afternoon together.
Oh, well, let me bring some of his toys out here.
Oh, no. I was thinking maybe I would take him for a little walk.
Well, I had him out this morning.
Yeah, but the air is so nice. Maybe we could go out and it's like spring outside.
Oh, look, I don't think I could let you take him out.
Oh, Mrs. Goodman. I mean, don't you think a mother can take care of her own son?
Oh, sure. I'll go with you.
Well, that's ridiculous. You must be exhausted. You've spent all morning with him. Why don't you go take a little nap, and I'll bring him back in a couple of hours.
No. I was told to keep my eye on this little fella.
Look, I know that Geraldine paid you for babysitting, but I happen to be the boy's mommy, so I'm going to take him out for a walk. Yeah, and that's that. Come on, baby, let's go get your little suit on, and we'll go out and play. It's so nice out. Yeah.
Jamie, you got a real pushy mother. Hello, Saxon residence.
Mrs. Goodman, this is Geraldine Saxon.
Oh, hi, Mrs. Saxon. You know, I was just thinking of calling you.
How's Jamie?
He's fine. We got a little unexpected company.
Oh, who?
Well, Mrs. Swift told me you probably forgot to tell me she was going to come over.
Raven is there?
Yeah, she just came in, and I didn't know whether to let her in at first, but it is the boy's mother.
What does she want?
She wants to spend the day with Jamie. She's getting ready to take him outside.
She what?
They're going over to the park.
Mrs. Goodman, under no circumstances are you to allow her to take that child. You understand that?
Yeah, sure, whatever you say. Oh, I hope I didn't do anything wrong.
Would you put her on the phone at once, please?
Yeah, look, Mrs. Swift, somebody on the phone for you.
Yeah, look, could you go in there and button up those little things on his coat for me?
Well, I'd hold off on that. It's Mrs. Saxon.
Geraldine, hi, how are you?
What are you doing there?
I came to visit my little boy.
Mrs. Goodman said you were taking him out.
Yeah, I thought we'd go for a little walk.
Don't you dare take him out of that apartment.
Why not?
Because Logan doesn't want you near that child. You know that.
I have rights, which is more than I can say for you or Logan.
Leave him alone.
He's my son.
And you are in my apartment, and I want you out of there this minute. Do you understand that?
Look, you can't speak to me this way.
Now you listen to me. If I find that you have so much as taken that child into the corridor, so help me, I'll call the police immediately.
Mrs. Goodman, will you open that door? Mrs. Goodman, open the door! Come on, let's go.
Where's Jamie? Upstairs packing his bags?
Very funny, very funny. Talk about bad timing.
What happened?
Everything was going along just fine. In another 2 minutes, I would have had him right out the door.
What?
The damn phone rang. It was Geraldine.
That woman must be psychic.
It's not funny. You should have heard the way she talked to me. The way she spoke, she would have had bloodhounds hunting me if I would have walked out into the corridor.
Hey, this custody thing is getting rather sticky.
He is my son. He is mine, and they cannot treat me like this.
Listen, I still don't understand why you insist on going to all this trouble.
Because I love that little boy. He is my whole world, Eliot.
Oh, Raven, please don't put on the loving mother facade for me. I know why you want Jamie back. You want to hurt Logan.
Look, you think what you like, just so long as you help me.
Listen, helping a friend is something, but aiding and abetting is something entirely different.
What are you talking about?
As much as you may tell me that this child snatching is legal, it still sounds like plain and simple kidnapping to me.
I know exactly what I'm doing.
Look, Raven, the only reason I'm joining you in this caper is because I want us to be together. Now, as far as I know, the penal system frowns upon his and her jail cells.
I have told you 100 times, Eliot, I deserve custody of that child. Once he is in my possession, it's perfectly legal.
But you don't have him.
I know. Now Geraldine's suspicious.
Now it's going to make it more difficult.
What's the matter, darling? Don't you like challenges?
Come on, Raven. Is it really worth it?
Yes. And we are going to try again, and very soon.
Raven.
My little boy is up there, and he belongs with me.
Seems as though a harmony is hard to find, always on our mind, and frustrated days pass without sight, the edge of night, half dark, half light, as we watch our hearts